Vash'Dagon is in the Soul Forge right now, so here is a pretty cool team I developed using him. Now, when you devour someone, you gain their stats, and that's really important. But the thing about this is, Vash'Dagon devours an ally, so somebody on your team. So you want to devour someone that's got decent stats, nice high stats, but is pretty much useless. And after he's done that, he will deal a certain amount of true scatter damage boosted by his life. So the more life he gets, the more damage he's going to do. And when you devour someone, you basically gain their stats. So you want to boost that life as highly as possible and devour someone on your team who is pretty much useless. And there is a way to do that. What we're going to do, we're going to put the Great Maw in here. Now the Great Maw devours an enemy, then creates a load of yellow and brown gems, but only lasts for one cast. Once this thing's cast once, it's gone. So who better to eat than someone that's once they've cast once, they're useless. So we'll eat the Great Maw. So what we're going to do is we're going to have Mountain Crusher here to explode a load of brown gems. And we have a 50% start because we're in Titan class. That will give us a nice quick start. As soon as Great Maw's charged up, we're going to devour an enemy and gain all their stats. And Vash'Dagon should be really, really close to being charged by then. And once he's ready to go, he will then devour the Great Maw. So Great Maw is going to get boosted massively by the stats on the other side. And then Vash'Dagon gets boosted by the Great Maw stats, which will then get added to his. And then by the time he casts, he will be doing a ton of true scatter damage, much more than the 48 he starts with in my case. And hopefully wipe out the opposition. As well as that, he's got a really cool third trait, which is Curse of Madness. Curse a random enemy when matching brown. Now, Curse is really cool because if you try and devour somebody which is immune, say for example, like we go to devour somebody with the Great Maw, and they have things called Fortitude, where they're immune to devour, then if they're cursed, it takes that away, and they are devourable. So this helps combat any teams who might have Fortitude and ordinarily could not be devoured. So we use Mountain Crusher and Leprechaun to charge the team, then the Great Maw devours the enemy, then the Vash'Dagon devours the ally who cannot cast anymore, which is very convenient. The banners for this, I'm going to go for +2 brown, +1 green, -1 red, because we like brown. We need green, but we don't care about red. On the class, I'm in Titan. All joint allies start with a 50% mana, which is cool. We gain extra life in 4 or 5 gem matches, but that isn't actually relevant. On the talent side of things, we inflict stun when enemies deal skull damage to me. Deal 2 attack when I take damage. All brown allies gain 3 armor. That was not relevant at all. That is though, we'll do that. We'll go for a Dust Storm at the start. Rock Solid, gain a barrier when matching brown gems. And we'll go for bonus brown mana when matching brown gems, because we're not going to get that many 4 matches unless we're lucky. And we'll have Fortitude ourselves. Right, so let's take this for a spin in PvP. Ah, this is interesting. Against the team that devours... Oh, this is really interesting. Look at this. So, brilliant. So, this side, they're going to cast these 2 fire bombs, which are going to start empowered. So, they start battles with full mana. So, they're going to try and charge up High King Iron Gut really quickly, who's going to try and devour us. But the advantage that... Oh, let's pick the correct team first. That was nearly silly. Great thing that the Great Maw has is it's devour an enemy straight out. No ifs or buts about it. As long as they are devourable. Where High King Iron Gut, it's in this case deal 47 damage to an enemy with a chance to devour them equal to my attack. His attack is 71, so that's still a pretty good chance. But it's not as good a chance as just straight out devour. So yeah, let's have our devour team against their devour team. This is pretty interesting. I love it when things like that happen in this game. It just makes it that bit more fun. Right, so we'll get brown if we can, because we want to charge up Mountain Crusher. But they are going to explode red gems. There's not that many red gems there right now, so this is pretty much going to guarantee that we get Mountain Crusher charged up. But now, because that's charged up and there's not a ton of brown, there's like 7 or so there, but we've got a load of green. If we explode the green, that should charge up the rest of the team quicker. That was a little bit unlucky on the brown, but we can now explode all them and get the troops charged up. Now he's not safe from being devoured, so we'll eat him. Yum yum. Now we'll devour the Great Maw. Now look at Vash'Dagon's stats, they've gone absolutely wild. 48 true scatter damage boosted by my life, and his life is now 341. And we also get a summon as well, so that fills that gap. So we're not an ally short, we've just boosted his stats wildly higher than what they were before. So all we've got to do now is get him charged again. And we're ready to rock and roll. And that's what's good about Leprechaun in this side as well, with the current advent of the Wish Gem. When we explode green gems, this will definitely explode this one, because when you explode a gem, it destroys the gem and all the gems around it by a single one as well, which means all these ones here are going to get exploded, which means we're guaranteed to get this Wish Gem. And if we're lucky, then Vash'Dagon will be instantly charged up again and be able to do his spell, which is going to cause an absolute ton of damage. So let's cast Leprechaun. There we go, everybody's charged up. And we're going to do a ton of damage. The boost is plus 115, so that's pretty good. Actually, we've got to devour somebody else first, so we'll devour the person we just summoned. And we were on over 400 life at the end there, 447. I just saw it at the last moment. So yeah, it was really easy. And you can imagine how quick that is going to be when you're not actually talking and explaining things at the same time. So let's give it just one more spin. It was, yeah, a fun team to use. Somebody devours somebody on the enemy, then they get devoured themselves. And in that case, the person that I summoned from Vash'Dagon who got summoned, he got devoured as well. So whole lot of devouring going on. Right, we are frozen on the Great Maw, which is brown and yellow. This is what I explained in a beginner video the other day. This is a good situation when it came up. This is for the benefit of newer players. Even though we've got freeze there on the Great Maw, this is still a safe 4 match, because it's not the actual troop that is frozen, it's the colours. So in that case, it's the Great Maw, and he uses brown and yellow. So it's brown and yellow, which are frozen. We can take this, and we'll be perfectly safe, and we'll still get our extra turn. Right, so we want to cast Leprechaun, but there's not a lot. There's only like 4 green gems there. When you explode a gem, you explode that gem and the single one around it. So we're not going to be touching the bottom of the board at all. So in this case, especially as the enemy uses Leprechaun as well, it's better for him to waste his Leprechaun, and we'll collect mana for Mounting Crusher. They didn't actually do that in the end, but that's okay. Alright, let's get some charge going up. Let's got the Great Maw charged. Now, because you steal their stats, it's often best to just devour the one who has got the most life, the most health, but you can also devour who's the most dangerous at the same time, so it's always worth taking a quick look at those and make sure they're not immune to devour at the same time. You can check this on the hero just by bringing them up and moving across to their traits and then scrolling down and just make sure they're not... Yeah, see, he is immune to devour, so that was important to check that, and he's not been cursed yet, so the hero is undevourable. So in that case, I will choose the next best, and I will devour Ulor. See you later. Now we've got Vash'Dagon charged up. He can now devour the Great Maw because he can no longer cast his spell because it's a one-off cast. Bang. And we've got a summon at the same time, which fills the gap. And we got lucky, and we've got the Archduke. Deals damage to an enemy with a percentage chance equal to my magic to destroy them. And if they die, summon a lemur. So yeah, it's all about eating and summoning this this team. This is what I was saying earlier about the explosion. Like we can't cast Leprechaun anyway, but even if we could, we would not collect that Wish Gem because the green is there, and we're only going to explode the ones around it, and there's nothing else within range to collect that Wish Gem. So we can't do that. Well, we can, but it's just largely pointless, and we're silenced on that as well. So I may just cast... I can't, of course, I'm silenced. Well, in that case, I may as well just grab some mana. What should we get? Yeah, just get that one. Yes, yeah, not causing any attack. We'll collect Brown. So that gives us a barrier and Titan. Wow, they're making this nice and awkward. Haven't seen the silent one in the team for a little while, but he's actually been quite effective in this team in making my life difficult. Leprechaun has died. We'll do that because we get a 4 match. And I need to get Vash'Dagon charged up because he's no good unless he can cast. We've been changed again, look. We're now changed to Pan. It's all going on. We'll give him that because we've got barrier. That's a good thing about Titan. Or one of the many good things about Titan. When you got that rock solid, gain a barrier when matching brown gems, you can collect mana for yourself and your team while leaving a skull hit on purpose quite often, knowing that you've got barrier and the AI is effectively wasting their turn. Alright, let's get Vash'Dagon charged up. Don't think there's any way of dropping that down. No, there's not. But if I can collect Brown, I would leave him that skull hit, but being as though I can't, may have to technically waste a turn by taking that, even though it's going to do only a very small amount of damage. Got a little bit unlucky then. They had another skull line up afterwards. Pan deals 63 damage in my case to 3 random enemies and then knocks them to the back. So largely useless in this team. It's more important to get Vash'Dagon charged up and then do this huge amount of damage. We're going to eat Pan, summon someone else and do a ton of damage. It was a little bit long-winded that game because of the silent one silencing us and we were entangled and all sorts. But yeah, it's a really fun team, really good to use. And providing you time it right and you devour your ally, because you get a summon as well, you don't actually miss an enemy, an ally, sorry. You've actually replaced them with a summon. So people often see devour an ally and they think, wow, that's the point of that, and that makes that life difficult. I'm down an ally, but with the summon, and you can get a lucky summon as well. If you get a really good one, you can devour a rubbish troop. In that case, like the Great Maw is useless after he's done his first cast, and you just devour him and away you go. Well, there's a video. If you found it useful, be cool if you liked and subscribed if you've not done so already. But most of all, thanks for watching. See you again next time. Bye for now.